That game's going to come up here, but let's live in the past. Let's live in Saturday and see how this feels.
Now all they have to do is take a knee and take the victory back to Ohio and Columbus. Outstanding performance by this Ohio State football team. It's taken a while, 4 years, since they've been able to enjoy a victory over Michigan.
They're going to have some offensive players get behind Julian Sand as we have 40 seconds and counting on the fourth quarter clock. This will end a losing streak that has been a big shadow over the Ohio State program. Sand under center, takes the snap, takes the knee. And that's going to do it. Ohio State defeats Michigan 27-9, finishing the regular season undefeated and headed to the Big Ten championship game to meet the Indiana Hoosiers as a gateway to the college football playoff once again. The final score, 27-9, Ohio State over Michigan. This is the Ohio State Sports Network from Learfield.
Take a break. Boom. It's a great job out of Paul and Jim. Obviously, they're two of the best in the business, the best in the business, and I know that they had to be super pumped being able to say that. You heard there Paul talking about it, that this has been a cloud over this Ohio State program for the last number of years. I'm like, that's been the cloud. Yeah. It's been the cloud. It's really been the only one. And I know that it was quite the breakthrough that they had last year. But Austin, I remember you and me doing shows for constantly 2 straight weeks leading into the playoff game against Tennessee, and just the heat that was in here, the intensity from Ohio State fans, and certainly rightfully so. And for them to crack through on the other side and win a national championship, the whole season, the whole off season this year, all that was being talked about was, well, can you do it in Ann Arbor? Can you go up there and beat them? And they did. And they did. And they beat them like a war drum, and they beat them exactly how they've beaten everybody else this season.
Yeah. What are they going to say about Ryan Day now, Beamer?
Did he break Michigan?
What kind of criticism could actually be leveled at this guy? I mean, he's done everything that you possibly can. Yep. Now he wants to go add another piece of hardware and some jewelry on Saturday night against Indiana. I tell you what, I had this thought, which was the College Football Playoff Selection Committee will put out their rankings tomorrow night. Both Indiana and Ohio State are in position where they should have clinched first-round buys. I don't think
Curt Cignetti disagrees with that, too, by the way.
I think both Ryan Day and Curt Cignetti will say that they want to and are going to try to win fully. I think they both put themselves in a position where they deserve buys, and I don't see how the selection committee, based on the way they handled last year, can penalize either one.
100% agreed.
So with all of that even said, it was like, well, do you want to take a risk with Carnell or Jeremiah? Like, could you rest somebody if you need to? Like, does it truly matter? And then as soon as you even entertain those notions, you talk to anyone inside the Woody, anyone after the game, immediately after they beat Michigan, they're still saying, yes, we want goal number 2 is to win the Big Ten. Say, okay,
what was goal number 1?
That was to win the game, get some gold pants, beat their rival.
Check.
So they're on to number 2. And we know that this team loves routine, that the standard is the standard, that the goals are what they're chasing. The next one is to win on Saturday night. And anytime you put a scenario like this in front of a group of high-achieving players, high-achieving coaches, a program with the highest possible standards in the country, and you say it's number 1 versus number 2, and they're going to give somebody a trophy after it's over, there is no even hesitation in their mind. Okay,
no,
we're going 100 miles an hour, going to try and win that game. The atmosphere is going to be awesome. I'm glad we have a full week of it.
It's going to be one of the best atmospheres you've ever had in a Big Ten championship game. Indiana, who no one ever thought would get there, the closest team to Indianapolis. What is it from Bloomington? 45 minutes? An hour?
Depends on how many construction barrels are out there.
You lived in Indianapolis. It's not that far
It's like
away.
an hour, but the construction is real.
Yeah, all right. So you get them who's never been there before, coming off of a college football playoff appearance, their best ever season in program history, an hour away from their home, and then a fan base who won a national championship last year but has not been to a conference championship game since COVID. By the way, not a lot of people were able to be over there. It makes sense why the tickets are like $400 to get in the door. I get it.
Yeah, wild secondary market transpiring there for the tickets on Saturday night. But all of that was to say that as quickly and as they tried to turn the page, they would shoot down any notion in the Woody Hayes Athletic Center that they don't care about Saturday night, or that they would accept a loss, or that, well, if you slide out of the Rose Bowl and go to the Cotton Bowl, that wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. That's just you talking, Austin Ward. The Buckeyes want to go to the Rose Bowl. You zip it, okay? You bench Jeremiah and Carnell to keep them healthy so you can go to
that for personal reasons.
This press box snob wants to avoid a trip to LA. No, they want to win. So I think that will be a somewhat common talking point, national media perspective of this game. Where's game day going? Why are they not going to number 1 versus number 2? Whatever. All that stuff is not relevant. Inside the Woody and in whatever they call the practice facility in Bloomington, these two programs very much are going to push it to the limit to win. They are not trying to coast. They are not banking on the fact that they're getting a bye. And I really appreciate that, because as the playoff field has expanded, as the Big Ten has expanded, and as you can make these cases that everything comes down to just the playoff or just winning a national championship, this is something that is immediately within your control. You know what it's going to take to get to Indianapolis. You know how winning a conference championship should still matter. That is still bragging rights over the teams that you're guaranteed to play or be competing against every single year. So, no one is taking that part for granted. And as long as these guys are still getting that thumbs up from the training staff, they're all going to be giving their all on Saturday night.
Just a side note here, because I did Google what Indiana's training facility is called. You got the Woody Hayes Athletic Center here at Ohio State. Do you even have a guess to what Indiana's called? Because it's awesome.
The Cuban Center.
The John Mellencamp Pavilion.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Over at the Melly.
I forgot all about that.
That's where they're practicing at.
I just never pay that much attention when I'm in Bloomington, because I know that I'm going to watch a blowout, but that's not the case.
Well, good news for you, buddy. You're going to Indianapolis this weekend, not Bloomington.
Well, I'm still going to see a blowout.
How about Ryan Day? What did this mean to him? This was postgame on Saturday.
Well, to tell you that the last 4 years have been easy is not true. I take the responsibility of being the head coach at Ohio State very, very seriously. So does my family. So do the players. So do the coaches. So, when you don't accomplish those things, you take it personally, and I understand what that means. I mean, my family's been here 9 years now, so there's nobody who wants to win this game more than me. But to win this game, it's just a great moment, and it's one of those moments that you want to just grab on for a while and just enjoy it, because just to see the joy in everybody's face is really what this thing's all about. That's what being a head coach is. When it's not about you, it's not about raising trophies, it's not about winning games, it's about pouring back into the people that are around you. When I say people, it's the players, it's the coaches, it's their families, and the fans, and that's what it is. And winning just gives us an opportunity to continue to do that and make an impact. And I think, everyone and the fans and all of our supporters can recognize all the work that gets put in. And, when it doesn't go the right way, nobody wavered. We hung in there, and it isn't easy. Nothing about this profession's easy, but I'm proud of the men that we have, and happy that they got this win.
From everyone on that roster, coaching staff, everyone who was in that building, I think that's what all came out on Saturday afternoon, that everyone not only was relieved, but they've spent thousands and thousands of hours over there grinding, and not only just for Michigan, but for the lofty goals and expectations that this team and fan base has come to expect. And it was finally the payoff pitch that, a guy like Sonny Styles, a guy like Lorenzo Styles, a guy like Tim Walton. Tim Walton went 0-4 as a player here against Michigan. He had gone 0-3 in his past 3 seasons here at Ohio State. He had never beaten Michigan, ever. For those guys who have spent, again, thousands of hours, and then to finally get the payoff on Saturday afternoon, I don't think anything could probably replicate that for them.
It's also why I appreciate the high road that Ryan Day took after the game. If I know with every fiber of being I have that Ryan Day holds a grudge and will forever hold a grudge about what happened in 2 of those 4 games with Connor Stallions, with Jim Harbaugh, and that he would have very much liked to have said something about that. Would have distracted from everything that he said there.
Yeah.
Giving credit to the players, the coaches, the training staff, the equipment people, everybody else, the comprehensive work.
Does it surprise you that he took that route?
Not at all. No. Not at all. He would have 2 years ago, that press conference would have been very different.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't have changed anything on Saturday. It wouldn't have erased the past. but it would have distracted from what they accomplished in the moment if he had done that on Saturday. That's what the headlines would have been, instead of Ohio State won and didn't pay any attention to whatever Michigan was trying to do at block him or in the tunnel. They won, they moved on, and they're heading to Indy.
Ryan Day will be on these airwaves about 24 hours from now on Buckeye Roundtable tomorrow. We will be back on Wednesday.